We are currently 39 days away from the presidential election, and it has continued to get closer and closer every single day, as we suspected. Since my last prediction video, there have been a few changes that have happened, both among national polling and individual state polling. So I'll be going through the map once again to reveal my predictions of how the election will turn out at this moment and what things have changed. So I'll begin by filling in the likely Democratic states, and that is the states of New Hampshire and Virginia. New Hampshire was uniquely close in 2016, and I don't believe that it will be nearly as close this year. Polling suggests that Biden has a very large lead, and I doubt it will be as close as the 0.3% margin that it was in 2016. And Virginia is a state that Democrats have continued to gain control in over the past few elections, and it has really turned into a Democratic state, contrary to the swing state status that it had just a few elections ago. So currently is classified as likely to the Democrats. And I don't have any likely Republican states at this moment, so I will just begin for the Republicans going over the lean Republican states, and that is the states of Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, and Iowa. Now, Texas is a state that a lot of people have been talking about this election. The polling suggests that it may be closer than it has been in a lot of the previous elections, but I still believe that Donald Trump will be able to carry this state by about a 3 or 4% difference, and that is enough to classify it as lean to Republicans. Georgia is another state that's trending more to the left as the years have gone by and the elections have occurred. But once again, just like Texas, I doubt that Trump will lose it in this election. So it is currently lean to the Republicans. North Carolina is a state that was pretty close in 2016, but like the others, this one is actually trending more to the right, and we're seeing Donald Trump and the Republicans be able to hold a substantial lead in this state, and for this reason I classify it here. And Iowa is another state that Donald Trump completely outperformed polling expectations in 2016, and just like North Carolina, it's trending more to the right and becoming more of a safe Republican state. And I'm also going to classify Maine's 2nd Congressional District as lean to Republicans, and Nebraska's 2nd Congressional District as well, both lean to Donald Trump. Now for the lean for Joe Biden, I have classified as Nevada, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Now obviously I've classified most of the Rust Belt states as lean to Joe Biden currently. At this moment, that's how they all fall, Pennsylvania being probably the most important state in this election. Currently, Joe Biden holds about a 5-point lead in the state in the polling of Pennsylvania, and it doesn't seem like it's changing very rapidly to the point where Donald Trump needs to still make up a lot of ground in this state. And as far as Wisconsin, Michigan, and Minnesota, we saw the lead for Joe Biden starting to narrow in these 3 states, but it has mostly stalled over the past month or two, and it's not moving at a fast enough rate that I feel Donald Trump is happy with, and it seems more likely that these states will flip for Joe Biden. Obviously, Minnesota voted for Hillary in 2016, but Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania are not narrowing as rapidly as other states are, and that's why I have them all classified as lean for Joe Biden. I also had Nevada there. I messed that up, sorry. But Nevada, I previously had classified as likely to the Democrats, but there have been a few polls coming out from reliable sources that have had the race actually very close in this state. I believe one of them even had it even and Trump up in the state of Nevada. So this is a state to look at closely, as it was thought to be in play in 2016, but as we know, Hillary won it by a pretty good margin. So if we keep a close eye on it and see it as more polls coming out, maybe Donald Trump is able to have Nevada come in play in this election, and maybe he will be able to flip it, but currently it is lean for Joe Biden. Now, if we go to the tilt states for the Republicans for Donald Trump, I have that as Ohio and Florida. Florida is a state, unlike these Rust Belt states, that has narrowed very rapidly over the past couple months. Now, Joe Biden only holds about a 1.5% lead over Donald Trump, and that was up to 7 a couple months ago. So Trump has gained a lot of ground in this state, and it's considered to be his second home, and he is really performing really well in the state as he did in 2016, winning it by over a percentage point. And I believe that he will currently is in a position to hold the state of Florida. As well as the state of Ohio, I had it as lean for Joe Biden in my previous prediction, but a few polls have come out suggesting that it is closer than originally thought. Fox News recently released a poll yesterday, I believe it was, that had Joe Biden up 4 and 5 points among likely and registered voters. So that is a huge difference from the previous polling data that had Trump up 4 to 5 points. So again, this is a state to keep a close eye on, as it has seemed to be moving more to a safe Republican state, just like Ohio. But this one recent poll makes me believe that it could be closer than we think, and I currently classify it as lean for Donald Trump. And obviously that leaves the state of Arizona as tilt for Joe Biden. Once again, I previously had this as lean for Joe Biden, but again, the polls have suggested that it is going to be a much closer race. Recent polls coming out saying that Donald Trump holds a small lead. Others are saying that Joe Biden holds a really substantial lead. So just like a lot of these battleground states, there's a lot of fluctuation among the polls, and it's really hard to keep an eye on what is happening and what direction the election is going to go. So for this reason, I have to keep this state close and consider it tilt, just like the state of Florida. And I was considering moving Pennsylvania to tilt for Joe Biden, just because how different every single poll has come out of these 3 states. I believe these 3 states, Arizona, Florida, and Pennsylvania, are going to be the 3 closest states in this election. And for that reason, I have to classify them as tilt, with the exception of Pennsylvania for now. So as you can see, I have the current prediction, the Electoral College map, and the votes going 289 electoral votes for Joe Biden, beating Donald Trump with 249 electoral votes. Obviously, these are subject to change as we head into the time of the election, where there are many polls coming out every single day and things changing in the race every single day. It's going to be a very crazy ride, as we can already see through states like Arizona and Pennsylvania and Ohio. There's a lot of fluctuation among the polls, and it's hard to really map out what direction this election is going to go. So as we continue to gain more information as we get closer to the election, we will keep you updated with more predictions and news. Thank you for watching.